What's up guys, today is Enrichment Monday, which means that we get to do some cartoon drawing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a few pictures with you folks today. I'm going to start off easy so that those of you that are in kindergarten can work on those drawings. If it's too easy for you, you can fast forward through this video to a more difficult picture. If you want to just stick through it for all three different drawings, you can. It's up to you. Use this as your own type of tool to learn how to draw the cartoon characters and take it step by step. If you guys are having trouble with any particular part of the video, magic of digital, you can pause it, rewind it, and do whatever you need to, slow it down. There's a lot of different options inside this this application that you can use to help you with this this drawing exercise. Okay. Next week when we come back to the RTI, I will open it up to you folks. If you're interested in sending me an email, shooting me an email, I'm going to have it displayed on top of the screen right now. If you would like to send me an email saying which characters or what kind of things you want to draw, you can drop me a line. Just put subject enrichment or RTI art, and then we will I will go through the list of things that you guys send me, and then I can make a compilation of what's more popular, and then I'll go ahead and I'll draw what you guys are interested in. If only one person writes to me and tells me they want to draw something, we're going to do that first, and then we'll get that out of the way so that we can continue on, okay? But other than that, we can get started with our first drawing. Alright, so first drawing is going to be quite easy. It's mainly for my friends that are in the kindergarten first grade levels. We're going to try and keep the steps as clear and easy as possible. Alright, so make sure that you have a couple of things. First of all, you'll need a drawing tool. It can be a pen, a pencil, whatever, but you know, in the RTI classes we do a lot of erasing, so you're also going to need either a pencil with an eraser, or you have to get a separate eraser with your pencil. If not, pen is fine. Try not to use a Sharpie when you first go about it. Sharpies are good, but after you get your lines done, you can use a Sharpie. But if you're going to use a pen, I would suggest using something more of a standard gel pen, or even like a Bic pen, or what do you call it, a ballpoint pen. Those work really well. We're going to see if this camera can pick up my lines. If my lines don't come out very clear, I'm going to draw bigger and darker, so I might have to switch pencils in case this one's too light. Alright, the first step we're going to do in our picture is we're going to make ourselves an oval. Alright, so nice big oval. I'm going to double check to see, make sure that the camera is picking it up. That seems to be doing okay. I'll give you guys a moment to draw this oval. If I am moving too quickly, like I said, you can pause the video, you can rewind it, use it for anything you need to. Okay? Alright, next step. We're going to add a couple of macaroni noodles or jelly bean like shapes on the bottom of our oval. So it's going to go here, and these are going to represent the legs. Okay, I'm going to put two of them, two little macaroni noodles or jelly beans. Yeah. Okay, and this is where the eraser is going to come in handy, because we don't necessarily want the shapes cutting into each other like that. We actually want them to be one continuous shape. So what I'm going to do is take my eraser, and I'm going to erase the lines that are cutting through each other.
That's not, you call that a throw? This is a throw. This is a throw.
Just like that. Alright, so the next step, what we're going to do is on the very top of our oval, we're going to put a nice big circle, and that's going to fit inside the oval. Okay, just like that. You guys can see that? That's the next step. Okay, once you're done making that circle, we're going to go ahead and put kind of like a another kind of circle inside. It can be a little bit more like an olive, a little bit uneven on the sides. So I have another circle in there. And we are going to put one more circle on the top of our other circle there, like it's the olive with its pit. Now we got somebody cutting their grass in the backyard. Oh well. Okay. Next step, we're going to draw some really long rectangles coming out from the center of our oval, and the rectangles are going to be kind of like angled. They're going to be diagonal, yeah? So watch this. We're going to make a line going up at an angle on both sides, kind of like that. And then we're going to make another line coming out the side, just like that. And this is making your rectangular shapes. Okay. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like with the shapes going into each other. That way you guys can kind of understand how the shapes are working with what I'm seeing and what I'm telling you to do. I'm just going to leave these shapes here for you to look at so that you have a better idea of what I'm seeing. When I look at a form or a figure, I break it down to real simple shapes. So this is what I'm actually looking at. Overlapping shape, just like what I taught you guys in class. Once you guys have those shapes there, and once you guys get used to drawing these characters and figures, we don't have to worry about doing the overlapping shapes. You guys can just draw the form as it is, yeah? But this is just for those of you that are just not understanding where it is that I'm coming up with these shapes from. So I'm just showing it to you guys, yeah? Alright. So for this line, I'm actually going to leave it here. It's going to be cutting off this arm here because this is going to be the behind the character, so you can't, you know, just like when something's overlapping each other, right? You can't really see what's happening behind it. So right now his, I don't know, I guess it's his tummy or his face, I don't know, is blocking his other arm, okay? Alright. Alright, so we're going to come back to the center of the character's face, and we're going to just draw a little smile right underneath the eye. Just one little smile. And if you pause it there, you can, because I'm moving on to the next step. Okay, so the step after this, we're going to make another smile. This one's going to be a little bit bigger, so it's going to go more towards, there we go, just like that. Nice big smile. Alright, and on top of this big smile over here, on top of this smile, we're just going to put a couple of letter U's, like the letter U, on both sides, just like that. So that's the cheeks when you smile. Look at the cheeks that pop up over here. That's what those lines represent in the cartoon. When you have these little dips here. You know, it's the muscles in the face that contract when you smile. Okay. If you need a little bit more time, like I said, after each step, give it a pause. Alright, next step. Now we're going to make the mouth, the inside of the mouth, and we're going to make it really, really big. It's going to almost come down to the base of our picture here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to draw a line from the connecting point where the cheeks are. We're going to make a nice big line coming down on both sides, and then we're going to connect them right before we get to the very bottom of our first oval we drew. Okay. So it's kind of cool because the kids are outside out backyard having a good time playing volleyball and whatnot. So you guys can probably hear them in the background laughing. Alright, so we have our big smile. Okay, let's move from the actual body of the figure and let's move back to the arms. Okay. We're going to draw the hands, and the hands are basically just going to be circles, but these circles aren't going to be on the very tippy top of the figure here. Okay, it's going to be kind of more towards the face. So when I draw my circle, I'm not drawing it right in the center of my rectangle. I'm actually drawing it more towards the head. Okay, see that? It's not like exactly in the middle of the rectangle, it's more inwards. And the reason why we're doing that is because these are his hands, and his hands are actually clenched in a fist. So you see these rectangular lines coming through the these ovular shapes we just drew, we can go ahead and erase those lines on top of the rectangle. We don't need those anymore. But now we have these clenched fists, and then we need to draw the thumbs on top of the figure. And those are going to be tiny circles sticking out from the bottom between the wrist of the arm and the circle for the hands. Okay? So there are the thumbs and the fingers clenched together to make a fist. Alright, we're almost done. Next step. Now, going to the top of the head, we've got these really long antennae that stick out the top. So I'm just going to draw a couple of lines representing where my antennas are going to go into my character's head. Okay? So I'm just going to draw one line. Correct my mistakes if I have any. Okay. So there we have the two antennae here sticking out of the top of the head. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make that antenna connect to the head. We're going to make it a little bit thicker by putting another line. So we're just going to start at the tip of the antenna, and as we come down towards the head, we're going to make the antenna get a little bit larger until it touches the head. See that? So the top of the antenna is nice and skinny, and it comes to a point, and as you come down with your line towards the head, it gets thicker and thicker. So it's making a thicker line. Okay? Same thing on the other side. Nice thin line going towards the head, getting thicker and thicker. There we go. Now we have some stuff that's actually crossing the antennas. Close to the top, what you're going to do is you're going to draw a small rectangle crossing the antenna. Okay, and we're going to do about 4 of those. So we're going to make a little space, draw another rectangle, make a little space, draw another rectangle, and we're going to make another space and draw one last triangle. You're going to copy the same thing you did on the left, on the right. Draw another triangle. Draw another triangle. I mean, have I been saying triangle this whole time? Rectangle. Rectangle, my bad. Mistakes. I get my shapes messed up too. So, draw your rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. This antenna over here, we're going to see it just like the arm here. So what we can do is we can erase the base of our rectangle so that we can see it coming into the head, and we can close it off. Okay. Okay, sounds like he's weed whacking the air. It doesn't sound like anything cutting. Oh well. Alright, so let's move on to the top of the eye. On the top of the eye it has an eyebrow, just one, since it only has one eye, and that eyebrow is going to come down and it's going to cover part of the top of the eye. It's not going to go any lower than that. So you're going to make just upside down rainbow right over the eye, and just make sure that it doesn't go near the center of the eye. It's just going to be on the very top, okay? Because when people get angry, they don't really cover their whole eyeball with their eyebrows. See that? See the way my eyebrows are coming down? It's just kind of touching the eye, just the top. We don't want to go too low because then it's going to look like we're... it's going to look weird. Anyway, let's continue with another copy of that same line that we just did. Come back up, because this guy has a nice thick eyebrow. Yeah, so Mr. D's eyebrows are thick. Alright, and on the side of each of the eyebrows we're going to put a few triangles. Now we've got our triangles. Triangles 1, 2, 3 on both sides. You have 3 points, 3 points. Yeah? Just like that. Almost there. I'm going to go ahead and just fill in the eyebrow using my pencil, because his eyebrows are angry, and instead of erasing the lines that are going through it, I'm just going to cover it up with graphite so we don't have to see it anymore. Yeah, there we go. Not too shabby. His eye is a color too, so we're just gonna do a little bit of hatching. Just go lightly with the pencil so it's not as dark as the eyebrows, but it's still got some color to it. There we go. That's pretty nice. Even these rectangles that are going across his antennas, just like his eyebrows, you can color those in if you'd like, because those are supposed to be dark as well. And right now we're just doing details. I know we haven't finished the picture yet, but we'll get to it. Alright, let's finish the last part of the mouth here. Okay, so on the bottom of the mouth, right here, we're going to draw another little happy face line. This is going to represent the bottom lip, I'm supposing. This is the bottom lip. And this part here is the crease and where the top lip is. Okay, but to do the teeth, what we're going to do is we're going to do a smiley line. We're going to copy the one right here, this smiley line. We're going to copy it again. Same way. We are not going with our line all the way to the top where the cheeks are connected. We're just going to cut right across where the mouth is open. That's the only place we need to do. It's just right across here. Okay? And we're going to copy the same thing on the bottom. We're going to do another line cutting across. Just like that. Okay, those are going to be his teeth. Teeth have the lines here's in my mouth. Got the line going across and the lines going up and down. So we're going to make the lines that are going up and down. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 5 lines coming down. I'm assuming one is in the middle because most of us have a line in the middle of our teeth. So 1. I'm going to give it a nice big spacing. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 5 lines equals 2, 4, 6 teeth on the top. And the bottom is going to have 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 lines. And then finally, the last shape we're going to draw is going to be kind of like a heart, but the heart is going to be kind of hidden behind the bottom teeth. So you're going to draw the top of the heart, starting from the left side of the mouth. You're going to start with your shape. Okay, this is the first part of your heart. And then you're going to do another shape of the heart. And we're going to pretend that the rest of the heart goes behind the teeth. And this is actually going to be representing the tongue. See my tongue? Kind of a line in the middle. So that's what this line here represents, is the tongue. Kind of weird. You guys have a mirror at home, you guys can look at your reflection. You can see all the different expressions and all the lines that happen in your face when you make an expression, whether you're happy or sad or mad. Okay? Alright, and then I think one of the last details we can add is maybe the inside of the mouth. We can color that. We can make it darker than the eye, but lighter than the eyebrow. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, these are going to require a little bit more lines in the eye when we do the eye. But don't push so hard where it looks as dark as the eyebrows, because the eyebrows and the antenna parts up here, that's going to be the darkest parts. And notice when I'm coloring, or should I say shading, I'm going in the same direction. That way it keeps the lines looking uniform, and it doesn't make it look like it's all squiggly lines just everywhere. So I just go in the constant same direction. If you go all in the different directions, you can definitely see it in your picture, and it's not going to look as, I guess, finished if you do it that way. So there we have our finished picture. This was our easy picture. Alright, so we're going to start our middle difficulty drawing. And this one is going to start with a nice big oval on the very top of your page. Now when I say very top, I don't actually mean right up to the edge of the page. What I mean is closer to the top, not necessarily to the edge. When you draw a picture, you always want to kind of keep a border in case you want to add something, or in case you misinterpreted the proportions of your picture. You want to just leave a little bit more space on either side of your page, so that in case you need to make up for whatever you're missing, you can do that easily without having to worry about losing space. This is better to have your picture on top of your page and coming off, right? So first shape is going to be Nice big oval towards the top of your page. And the second shape is going to be another oval that's going to overlap the first one. And it's going to come up and around. Okay. So now we have these two overlapping shapes, and what I want to do is I want to condense these two shapes into just one. So what I'm going to do is these two lines that are on the inside of my shape, I'm just going to go ahead and take my eraser and just get rid of them. Okay, and I do notice that this side of my shape is a little thick, so I'm just going to kind of erase that here, and I'm going to erase a little bit that's sticking out because I want it to be nice and clean. So now you guys can see that this these two shapes have become a single shape, and what this is representing is a head, and this part here sticking off over here is going to be the cheek. It's going to be the side of the cheek here, you know, because when most people, their heads, when it comes down to their cheekbones, it sticks out. So that's what this shape here is going to be representing, especially when it comes to animals, because this is actually an animal we're drawing. Okay, so speaking of animals, they do have ears. Their ears are a little different than ours, so we're going to go ahead and put a triangle sticking out the top of that shape that we just cleaned. Alright, so that's triangles just sticking up the top. And then we're going to draw a second triangle sticking out from the upper right hand corner of this rounded shape. Just like that. Okay. Pretty simple. Alright. So we do have the two eyes and the nose. Yes, this character has two eyes this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw the nose shape first, and it's going to be kind of small, and it's only going to take up a little bit of space in the middle of the big shape that we just drew. And it's going to kind of be in the shape of a teardrop. Okay, so it has this teardrop shape, and it's kind of going at an angle this way, like it's falling at an angle. Okay. On the very top of our teardrop here, we're going to draw a semi-oval, which is half oval. I'm just going to go on the top, and it's going to come down. So there's your half oval. And then coming down from the bottom of the half oval, we're just going to put a line going straight down. And this is the nose. And these two shapes here is going to be the lip area. So coming out of the bottom of this lip, we're just going to draw a triangle, because that's going to be one of the creature's teeth. The teeth is sticking out the side of the mouth. The teeth is sticking out the side of the mouth like that. Okay. And then the mouth is open, so we're going to draw a nice big pointy line. Okay, it's going to be like an upside down rainbow, starting from this side of the mouth, coming down, and coming back up towards the corner of the mouth there. Just like that. So that's the mouth. Okay. Inside the mouth we have a tongue, but instead of having that line going down the middle, for this character, this particular cartoon character, all we're going to do is draw a rounded line on the inside of the mouth, and that's representing that tongue. Okay. Okay, next step is we're going to do the eyeballs. There's one eyeball on each side of the head, and the eyes are rounded circles. They do come a little bit below the mouth, so when you draw your eyeballs, it's going to come below where the nose area is, because these are pretty big eyes. But they're not going to go all the way to the top of the head. They're just going to kind of stay in this one open area here. You're going to have one here on this side, and on the other side you're going to draw the same thing, but the nose is going to be blocking part of the eye. And just make sure that the eye is not going all the way to the edge of the face here. So you're going to leave that space right between the eye and the side of the face. So draw another circle. right there. And inside the eyes, we're going to draw 2 black circles that are looking up. And since it's black, we can color these in nice and dark. Just like that.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay, and right above the eyes, we're going to put a couple of macaroni noodles shapes. So we're going to draw them facing like rainbows. These are going to be the eyebrows, and we need an eyebrow above each of the eyes. And the eyebrows are going to be black in color, so we can go ahead and shade those in as well. Okay, if you guys need to, you can pause the video if I'm going too fast. That's the great thing about digital, right? And the great thing about it is I don't have to stop too often. Sometimes I do stop, and that's because I'm thinking that you guys are following direction, but there ain't nobody here to follow me, so forgive me on that. Alright, so that's basically the head of our character. I'm just going to shade in the mouth lightly, just to give it some texture, to make it look interesting. Alright, and on the bottom of the cheeks we're going to have whiskers. We're going to put 2 whiskers on the side of cheeks. So we're just going to put a couple of dark lines. On the other side we're going to put 3 dark lines. 1, 2, and 3. Now notice the way I'm drawing my lines. My lines are starting to radiate from the center of the face. I didn't just draw 3 lines going horizontally or 3 lines going vertically. I pretended that the line was coming from like this invisible dot here, and it's radiating out from the face like the sun. Yeah? Alright. So now that we got the head done, we're going to move on to the rest of the body. So starting with the neck / chest / tummy, we have a trapezoid that comes out from the bottom of the head. And this is going to be a very long trapezoid. And it doesn't taper very much. It's just a really tall, skinny trapezoid. So trapezoid is basically a triangle with the top of the head cut off. And well, that's how I like to explain it. But basically, the top of the neck area is going to be the skinniest part of the trapezoid, and the bottom part where the stomach should be is going to be the thicker part. Okay. Now, speaking of the stomach, it has to be an oval, and the oval is going to be right at the base of our trapezoid, and it's going to stick out a bit. Okay. So I'm just going to start my oval like that, and it's going to stick out about the same on both sides. Okay, and I'm just, like I said before, I'm just drawing the lines right now so that you guys can see where I'm coming up with these shapes. Yeah. Okay. So there's my other oval. And now that we have these 2 shapes overlapping, what I want to do is I want to erase these lines, these 2 lines, right in the middle, because I want these 2 shapes to connect.
Alright, want to know what the next one is?
Okay. So now it kind of looks like there's a handle sticking out of the head of this character. Okay, but let's finish it up. I'm going to draw a line directly in the middle of this oval, all the way from the left side to the right side. Okay, and right underneath that line, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a half oval to represent the belt buckle, because this is the stomach and this is the belt, the waist, or the tummy anyway. And then the zipper, the detail for the zipper on the bottom, just going to be a couple of lines extending out from the oval, just like that. Okay, so let's do the legs on this bad boy next. Okay, the legs are very simple. They're parallelograms. A lot of you guys are like, what is a parallelogram? So how I like to explain a parallelogram is basically, parallelogram is like a rectangle, but it looks like somebody had pushed it over. So now it's leaning to one side. Okay, so that's a parallelogram. See that? Okay, so we're going to put a parallelogram attached to the base of this oval. And basically it's going to come down from this oval. It's going to come back just like this. And then it's going to finish like that. Okay, so here's our parallelogram. Could fix my line on the bottom. It's a little off.
It's a crab run. Do you get this crab?
Okay. So there's a parallelogram. We're going to split it because this character has two legs. So we're going to go ahead and split it down the middle. Nice little line going down the middle of the parallelogram. Make sure your line is going in the same direction as the two lines that are creating the parallelogram. So because they're at an angle like this, you want to make sure that you're drawing your lines the same, because you don't want to draw the line vertical or horizontal at this point, because our legs don't do that. Alright, and at the base of the parallelogram, we're just going to go ahead and draw a long oval, which are going to represent the feet. Okay. And on the middle of the feet, we're going to draw a line coming down. And then we're going to split it. Before we reach the bottom of the feet, we're going to split it in two. Okay? Then we can take our eraser and erase so that the feet are separated. Okay? And now what's really cool is just adding a couple of lines here creates the character's toes. Just these curved little lines. Like parentheses. Maybe little parentheses. Alright? How are we doing so far? Are we doing alright? Okay, so we can go ahead and continue the drawing by putting socks. Or, I don't know what that is. It can't be socks, he's not wearing shoes. And it doesn't go over his feet, so we'll just go ahead and finish the picture on the bottom by just putting a line across our parallelogram to make like it's I don't know, maybe the pants are rolled up. They're cuffed at the bottom. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Okay. Almost done. Let me just get rid of this real quick. That way it's out of our way. Doesn't confuse us. Okay, let's move back up to the top of our pictures. We need to draw the arms. Before we start the arms, let's do the neck. The neck actually is part of the shoulder area here, and it's kind of like a diagonal line, just like that. So if you draw this diagonal line, you can erase the chin area, because apparently the chin is connected to the neck directly. There's no detail separating those two lines. Interesting. Okay.
You're gonna do a scary bit.
Okay, so we draw that one line, and we're going to draw one more line the same exact way. So it's going to look like another parallelogram here hidden inside the neck area, and I'm assuming this is the collar of the shirt. I don't know. Could be. Anywho, sticking out the side of the head here, we're going to go back up to the top of the picture here. We're going to stick a line coming out of the top of the head. Or I should say the side of the head is going to have a line. And we're going to double that line because these are the arms. And then we're going to end it with a line here. So we're going to have this rectangle sticking out the side of the head. Not too long. Don't make it too long. Clean up my paper. Okay. Alright. Now the hands look like little mittens. So coming out from the top of the hand here, we're going to have a thumb. The thumb of the mitten, so we're just going to make a rounded line. And then sticking out the bottom, we're going to have another rounded line. Okay. And then we go ahead and draw two lines for the fingers. We're going to draw one line right by the wrist, and then two lines coming up towards the hand. That's going to apparently be the sleeve of his long sleeve shirt. The, what do you call it? The cuff on the end of the sleeve. Okay, let's do another hand sticking out the other side, which is coming out of the side of his eyeball area. So same thing, just draw another rectangle coming out. I'm going to correct this line here because it's kind of thick. Just erase that line there. Okay. And just like the hand here, we're going to do the same thing on this side, starting with a small circle for the thumb, and then a bigger circle or a bigger oval shape coming out for the hand, making a little mitten. And inside the mitten, we're going to put 2 lines for the fingers. And cutting across the wrist, we're going to have 1 more line, creating another cuff in the sleeve. And there we have it. Oh, wait. I missed one detail. Okay, sticking out the back of the trousers, the pants, we have a tail. Okay, and the tail is just a little oval shape going towards the back side of the pants of our character. Alright, so this is our medium character, and this one is, this character's name is, this character's name is Gumball. Okay, so that's that with that character. If you want to color it, you can. The character's blue, his t-shirt is brown, and his pants are gray. Alrighty. Moving on to the what is this? Intermediate? Intermediate picture. Well, this one's slightly harder. So it's kind of like a medium type picture, but it's a little bit harder. And we're gonna do this one a little bit fast for you older kids. For younger kids that are drawing these harder pictures, just go ahead and pause the video when you need to, and continue when you're ready to go. Okay. But for you older kids, we're gonna move it at a more brisk pace because you guys got it. You guys got the ability, the skills that you have. Honed for the past how many years you've been in school. So you guys should be having no problem with drawing any of these shapes. Okay. So the first shape we are going to do is we're going to do a nice big circle on our paper. This short circle should be almost half the size of our character, because underneath the very circle we are going to draw a smaller oval. It's going to kind of look like a monkey. Or an alien head. Okay? So we have a big circle, and we have a small oval on the base of the circle, making it look like a monkey head. Alright, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase the 2 lines that are connected to each other. Just like that. Okay. And then I am going to draw 2 tapered lines coming out the bottom of this oval here. Alright? Now, after I draw this tapered line, this is going to be the neck. What we're going to do is we're going to make a jelly bean shape. And that jelly bean shape is going to be kind of small. Much smaller than the head shape. The head shape is going to be huge. The body shape is going to be kind of way small. What is this like? It's like less than 1/2 the size of the head. Okay, and then what we can do is we can connect the jelly bean shape to the tapered lines that we drew in the beginning to make it one large shape. Okay, awesome. In fact, we can even separate the tapered line from the head because in this picture that I'm referencing, it comes in like so. Okay. All right. So on the bottom of the character, we have a couple of ovals that'll be sticking out here. Two small ovals are going to be sticking out here. Okay. And these are going to be the beginnings of the legs here. I'm going to erase some of this line because it's a bit thick. Alrighty. Ready? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to come back up to the head to draw the face. Now, what we need to do is pretend, since this is going to be like the cheek area, we're going to pretend that the cheeks are coming over like this, like it's a big circle. Just draw a couple of bumpy lines coming in towards the face. And these little cheek lines are actually going to be how we're going to start the eyes. And the eyes are going to be pretty large. They're going to come halfway up our first circular shape. So go ahead and make a nice big ovular shape. That might be a little too big. But where's halfway? Halfway of the circle? Wow, yeah, I'm going way too high. Okay, let me erase this really quick. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and draw an ovular shape coming from the cheek, coming up towards the middle of the head, and back down to the other side of the cheek. See how small that is? It's relatively small. Okay, same thing on the other side. Whoops. I'm just going to go ahead and make that ovular shape. These are going to be the eyes. Okay, you guys can see that. Okay, we're going to make the iris. So the iris is going to copy the same line here on the outside. You're going to do the same thing going to the bottom of the eye. Not once, but twice, because you're also going to do the pupil. So of course the iris is the colored part of the eye, and the pupil is the actual dark part of the eye, the black part that expands and contracts to let light in so that you can see the light reflecting off of objects. Alright. The other eye, same thing. You're going to go with another line coming down for the iris. And you're going to draw another rounded line for the pupil. You guys can shade in the iris. And then you can color in pretty hard with the pupil, because that should be black. Okay? Alright. I think I might have colored this part a little too dark. So I'm going to lighten it up a bit with my eraser, if I can. A little excited with that. Alrighty. On top of the eyes, there's these three wispy lines that create eyelashes on both sides. Okay, and above those eyelashes there's a small rainbow-like curved line that represents the eyebrows. above the eyelashes. Okay, now we're gonna make the mouth. The mouth sticks out of a cheek area, and the mouth is going to be a curved line that extends slightly past one of the eyes. Okay, so it curves like up and down like a rainbow. Alright, and then the bottom part, well, this is actually going to be the top of the upper mouth. And what we want to do is we want to make a wavy line. Starting from the cheek, we're going to go down and come up to the very tip of that line. See that? Starting from the cheek, you're going to go down and you're going to come back up, and you're going to make a really sharp line at the end, because on the bottom lip it just comes up towards the middle. Okay? Right. The tail looks like a leaf. So you can draw a leaf sticking out the back end. Good. Leaf. Alright, so for the left arm, the right side of the bird, but his left arm, or her left arm, whatever it is, it's going to come where the shoulder is. It's going to come down and out of the jelly bean, towards the bottom of the jelly bean. Okay? This is going to be the shoulder. This is the upper arm. And then this is going to be the forearm. So the arms are very short. Okay? Then we're going to draw another line that comes up to the underpit of the bird. Just like that. And now this line is cutting through the tummy of your bird here. You're just going to want to go ahead and erase that line. We don't need that anymore. Okay. And then you go ahead and draw a circle sticking off of that. Put a circle at the end, pointing up and to the left, and then erase that line that's connecting to the wrist, so that this circle can connect itself to the rest of the body. Almost there. Awesome. All right, for this arm here, on its right, our left, we're going to go ahead and draw lines coming straight down. We're going to make it about the same thickness on both sides so that the arms don't look like misproportion, because most of us have arms that are about the same size on either side, unless you had a recent breakage. But just go ahead and draw a line coming down to the round circle, the one that's on the bottom, and the one that's on the top, you're going to stop it a little bit early. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw the fingers from the circle, looking like they are entwining themselves into the fingers on the back arm. Okay, and these are just a bunch of ovals, oval shapes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ovals. 2 of these ovals are connected to this circle, so we can erase the connections here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me zoom. So if you look at the hands here, I erased the circles, the circle that's here and here. And if you look at this finger, which is coming from this arm here, we can actually erase this fingernail looking thing. So you guys can take your eraser and just kind of remove that line. If you erase some of your shapes, and just put them back. Okay. Alright, and then finally we're going to put one circle shape towards the end of all these ovals to make it look like the pinky is hanging off there. Alrighty. Looks good. Zoom it out. Alright, let's finish the head. The head's going to have 3 lines sticking out the top, and these are representing the mohawk. I don't know. I guess the top feathers. I don't know. Looks like a mohawk because there's 3 lines in a row, and they're kind of curved. Sorry, they're kind of curved, going towards the upper right hand corner of our paper. Okay. All right. And then finally for the legs come down like a trapezoid. Okay. It's almost like it's lifting off, like there's boosters coming out. All right. But we're going to draw the feet. The feet are enormous. So the feet are these huge ovals that go up and around. So draw lightly. Oi! I just broke my pencil. That's okay. Now I got 2. Okay. So anyway, the feet are nice and big. So we're going to draw both of those feet nice and large. Just like that. Let me clean up my lines. Okay. So now that I have these 2 big shoes, I want to give them toes. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring a nice rounded line in to represent the toe, and then I'm going to go ahead and darken the line that's coming around the other toe, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and copy the same thing on this side, drawing curved line coming in for the toe, and darkening the other lines on the outside, like that. So I'm going to do one more drawing, and you guys can follow along if you'd like to. But I will not be doing any talking, okay? All right, and that's the end of the RTI Monday. I wish that I had made my picture either smaller, or if I had actually moved it over just slightly smaller would have worked better. Then I could have fit the whole figure on. But yep, there we go. That is the last picture, and this is the Tasmanian Devil. So if you guys want to draw the Tasmanian Devil, go ahead and follow along my instruction without me speaking, spitting all over my paper. Remember, if you guys want to drop me a line and let me know what you want to do next week for RTI, please do so at the website that I'll be putting up here. You know, ask your parents first if you can email me. But yeah, just say RTI art, and then inside the subject heading, and then go ahead and just write what kind of characters or what kind of theme you want to do inside the body of the email, and then I'll read them, and whichever one gets the most votes, or whichever I get, if there's only a couple that I get, then we'll just go ahead and do those, and then at least I'll know that there's some people watching, and there's some people that want to continue their art and make it fun for them, or fun for you if you are paying attention. Make it fun for you, so that it's not something that's like, well, I don't want to draw a unicorn, it's too girly, or I don't want to draw Batman because that's too boy-like. Okay, so just drop me a line, let me know. Okay, keep up the work, and remember, stay clean, wash your hands constantly. All right, I'll see you next time.